Welcome back to Less Cash, More Mash. My name's Tom.
Michael J.
And today, Blind Fight Friday. What's on the fight today? Well, we've tried them all. You know, in my head, I always say I like Elijah better than Larceny. It's just something I always thought I did. We've never actually put Elijah versus Larceny.
Both of us, honestly. I say the same thing. I tend to say I think I like this one better.
Just because you think it gives more flavor when you try, but we never put them head to head. So we did regular Blind Fight Friday rules. Mike poured for me. I was out of the room. I poured for him. He was out of the room. So we have Larceny A123 and we have Elijah A123. So we went with the newest versions of both. We almost went with the C of last year because we did blinds of both. And if you want to see that, leave a comment down below. But we did blinds of both and C1 both times last year on flavor wise. But what, did I not pour them?
No, I was just being a dickhead over here.
No, I don't know. I didn't bring my tape measure out. Now, right off the bat,
I can't say I did, but I know you're the one that did the spillage there.
No, definitely not me. My first glass number one on the left here is not jumping out at me.
Honestly, I kind of did a little cheating
that.
ahead of you, and just so I maybe could get an advantage. You could definitely taste the proof, but neither nose was like cranking or like a standout. So,
speaking of proof, it's 125.8 for the Larceny.
Now after a sip,
125.6. So they're actually pretty close. Yeah. You definitely can taste that. That proof is on my tongue.
No,
that's for sure.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to say. Now we recently, and I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but we recently just did that Sagamore rye, and if you're going to talk about enveloping flavor and taste, that is actually pounding on this.
Well, towards the end.
Towards everything. I don't care.
It took a little bit for that one.
But the complexity with the fruit, the mint.
It did have like
finish,
a very, very...
It was very good.
Ripened fruit in the end. Well, in the nose, which, I mean, the fruit was ripened in the end, but...
Yeah, it had a nice oaky finish. But...
this nose is coming around.
This is actually... whatever is in glass one is absolutely delicious, too. Don't get me wrong. The only thing I always say, though... What just brought me up on that aspect is this really brings to this is a very good tasting bourbon. That one to me, it's kind of what I always say about Old Forester, where you get like that. I do like that little introduction of that heavy fruit, or even Wild Turkey brings the cherry in.
So they're talking the same. They had the same proof, 125, 8 and 6. I didn't listen.
He truly doesn't listen to anything I say. That's actual proof. Yes, you are correct. You're literally two above each other. I'm going to go on to glass number two. I'm going to cleanse my palate first. Glass number one, flavor-wise, was well above its nose. Let's put it that way. It does really bring in a lot of...
So the nose came in, to me.
Not pounding like the other one, though. It's just kind of...
Well, I haven't taken a sip from the other one.
No, I'm talking the one we had the other day.
Oh, no.
Like, you're not getting a huge... There's no fruit in that one.
No.
You get like almost like a... I'm getting like
nose and two's coming around, too, without a sip.
I haven't had a sip in two yet. One, I'm getting maybe like a pecan. You know what I mean? I'm getting like a nut. Yeah, I'm not... maybe like a pecan.
I'm getting a pretty good taste of a nut in number two.
I'm not really getting anything on the smell yet, but let me try the flavor.
There was a very nutty flavor in two. And I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna have a tough time which one I really like better.
I gotta agree with you. You know what?
There's
not a vast... I'm gonna have to go neck and neck. There's not a huge difference.
Neck and neck is like really pulling hairs, but
I want to say maybe in glass two for me, the viscosity might have been a little bit better, or maybe my palate's just adjusting to the 125 proof.
I'm going to lean that to my thought as well. I think because now I'm not tasting the sparkliness of two. as much as I did in one.
And I'll have to go back to the other one because I don't know if I'm
We'll
just
have to-
adjusted.
actually, we
I'm
probably,
already,
as much as I thought we could just do this in one shot, I think we would probably have to stop and then go 2 to 1. You know, only because it's
I've already showed everyone the pictures, so we can do that right now anyways. This one might actually bring a little. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go
2
back
for
and
me.
forth.
Almost might be a little nuttier.
Oh, see, not on the nose. On the nose on one, I'm getting like almost like a sweet pecan, it's like a almost like a sweet. Let me try the palate. One to me is a little bit lighter.
It does feel a little lighter.
It's like a little bit. It's not as. It's a little bit lighter.
And I know we could be drinking totally different ones.
100%. I have no idea.
My one as well seems to be a little bit lighter, but still very tasty.
No, it's very good. But when I just because I went off of 2 and I just went into 1, it appeared. Let me try 2 now.
So what's killing me right now in my head? I think I'm drinking like it is, but in my head, all of a sudden, like this one has, it might even get a tint of a fruit.
Me personally, I'm almost thinking I'm drinking opposite because
That's what I want to believe.
In my head, I think. Let me do it again. I think on 2, I'm getting a little bit more of an oaky presence, and I know this is a 12-year-old, and you know what I mean. And this one isn't as old. I think I'm getting. They're both very good. This is actually hard. This is hard. I wouldn't pass up either one of these.
No,
honestly,
not at all.
For this, we got this one for
like
60, and this one was 69. Is what we got for them, and they're both very, very good. At 125 proof, you're not throwing anyone.
No.
Like to me,
there is a little more of a.
My left one gives me a little bit more of a light nutty smell. This one's a little bit darker with like a darker, deeper caramel smell. I'm having a hard time. I don't normally drink these on a regular because I'm trying to keep them up here behind us.
None of us do. I didn't even take the barrel pick that I was going to take. I don't even have an Elijah right now, so or a Larceny, actually. Now you say that,
they're both very good. That one's good. It is light and bright though.
With a good little sparkle. My one has got a good little.
You know you're drinking a brew. I'm only going to give this. I'm going to give the nod to whatever to me is in glass number 2 because I think the viscosity, that little extra oak feeling I'm getting out of it, and the overall drink, it has a longer finish to me. 1 is very, very good, but I think 2 lasts longer in my mouth. So I actually think my 1 is Larceny, my 2 is Elijah. I could be 100% wrong on that part, but I 100% know that I like the viscosity and the longevity in how long the finish is on my glass 2. Not that 1 is a slouch. This is like, I just think it drinks. I'm going to go back to 1 and 2 one more time. I'm going to actually do 2 first. I think I like the overall drinkability of 2 better than 1.
My 2,
and again, you guys will know,
does have a little extra in it. I don't know. I see what you're saying because my 1 is very light.
Light and it's bright.
It is. Don't mind me spitting. And my 2 seems to be a little hotter, which.
And again, it's going to be what like this. This is the reason why we we pour them differently.
Well, I'm really like. Do I like the easiness and the lightness of this, or do I like this one? To me, has a little bit of an extra punch. Of not bad.
No, right?
It's just so for me. I'm gonna kind of go. My 1 is little number 1. My 2 is, and I think it's the way it is up there.
And the fun thing is, you guys are watching this, you guys know what we're drinking. We have no idea what we're drinking. I'm going to edit that in. So leave a comment down below if you do like it this way. We could be saying the same exact. We can have the same 2 bottles, or we can be totally different.
Right.
But that's why in a fight,
now we both
it's a
win
win, lose, or draw.
Right.
So if
Either
we don't
I look
agree,
like an idiot, or you look.
it's not even a matter of who's wrong and who's right. It's a matter of it just goes to show you
what I taste
these
today.
are 2 solid bourbons that go in whatever.
Very, very good.
And for those people that are watching,
I would spend the money for either.
Does your palate go towards my choices or your choices? You know what I mean? Because
that
people
could
are going to
change tomorrow,
agree.
too.
But 100%. But people are going to agree one way or the other.
Either way, it's
So-
60, 70 bucks. So I mean, that's gotta just that's your
Honestly,
your pocketbook.
There's not a loser. on
No,
the
no,
table.
no,
These
no.
are both phenomenal. So, all right. Well, we'll start with you. I can tell you. So, what did you think you have? You think you have Larceny on the right, Elijah on the left.
Correct.
And you picked one.
I did think.
So you
that-
think
it's-
Elijah's better?
Well, I just think it's a little lighter, refreshing. This has a little more of a hang. You know, when you always say it's got a little more of a fight. I think
Yep.
that one had a little more of a fight.
I think it lasted longer. On my 2, that's why I actually went with that one, because I think the overall experience. So you actually have Larceny on the left,
Imagine.
Elijah on the right. just so it would. This is your 2. So you actually picked this, but it just goes to show in your head. We always say, "I think I like Elijah better."
And
so, in this case,
again, so
this one actually
I
won.
did say this had a little extra kick and complex, but today this was a nice light and airy little feel.
Again, there's not a loser on this table. That's
Nope.
the whole thing. And I might have picked the same exact way. That's the funny thing. So
That
I have
would-
no
that would
idea
be
what you
funny,
have.
but-
So I picked glass number 2.
So the glass number 2 was Elijah.
So mine are actually as there is. And again, it doesn't matter though.
No, it doesn't really matter.
Profile is profile. Everyone's going to like what you like. But if you are measuring up, you listen to what I say, you listen to what you say.
No, this
People
one-
are going to be out there
this-
that agree with you more than they agree with me. Because just because I like this doesn't mean other people like this. This one does throw a little more elbows on the way down. This one gives you a little bit
did
more
act-
complexity.
so
and
in my head, I
finished
thought
a
it
lot
was that
longer.
one.
Yeah.
But the nose is actually a little stronger too. But
Honestly,
neither here nor there.
I'm glad I did this because I always thought this dominated this. This was like pulling
I
hairs.
don't know if it
No,
dominated.
no, no.
Yeah.
In my head, I always thought there's not even a question I would. I was like, I might be wrong. Like when I guessed, I was like,
And he was so silly, hoping I was going to be wrong. But which is,
I
is what it
always
is.
want to be right. I mean, there's not even a question. You know me. I win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's what I. But honestly,
No, it was.
this is a fair exchange. So this ends up in the draw. That's the bottom line. That just goes to show you these are 2 solid bourbons. So again, if you guys have any suggestions you want to leave down below, we are a few weeks out, so we will get to them as soon as you leave them out. But
if we can get them.
and preferably ones we already have would be even better. But if you have 2 that you would like to see head to head, I know somebody suggested some. We will be on a hunt for the one he suggested, but it is Southern, and you know I just have to wait for Steve to go on vacation again because he seems to bring us back all the good stuff. But he thinks he saw it in Virginia, but that is about as close as we've got to that bottle of Virgin 101. We never got it here. So that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. This was actually a good one for me because in my head, I'm glad I actually picked this because I've always said I think I like
was on
it
a
better.
tweener, but it was, and I went with for the lightness.
No, and that's the whole thing. Tomorrow, I might like the light and the
The
bright.
nose
This
is
was
cranking
definitely, to me, not softer, but it was more fruity and lighter.
Yep.
Where this one brought like deep, dark anger issues, which right down my alley when it comes to whiskey. I just do like the.
Both
I like
noses
that.
are really good.
They're banging. So if you can get either one of these 2, I highly recommend both of them, especially at the $60 price
Well,
you're supposed to get.
Even they're regular at 86 or whatever they are.
Oh, they're
They're very
if you've
good.
never had Elijah Craig or Larceny
Right.
small batch or whatever normal one is, they are very
And
good.
typically they're around. I
Mhm.
mean, they're like right next to knob type deal. You know, they're usually out there.
But the barrel
Oh, no.
proof elevates it to the Booker's level to me.
Correct.
Like it really brings it up a whole
Both of
notch.
us.
Where to this point, these would compete with any one of them at any given day. Guaranteed. In my eyes,
It
like
will.
they bring you to your happy place. They really do. So there's Blind Fight Friday. Again, leave a suggestion if you want to see 2 go up against. We have a couple of them that already came out that I hope you enjoyed because I know I enjoyed, especially the first one, just to see. It just goes to show anything. So another draw. You know, neither one wins. They fight against each other. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.
Subscribe. This one's
wouldn't put the poo up for any one of them. It didn't matter if there was a winner or a loser. These are both absolutely delicious.